Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading for July 17th to the 23rd. This is for Taurus Sun and Rising, and if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional occultic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific and detailed with your reading. Taurus, I do this because I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your readings. Now, Taurus, this is a big week. I hope you're sitting down for this. This is, you know how I've been saying that this is like a life-changing month? Well, this is the week that it all begins, all right? This is the week where you will start feeling change, okay? In a really big way. Now, I'm going to tell you why. First things first, we're kicking this week off Monday, June 17th, with that new moon in Cancer. New beginnings, new opportunities. You're getting this huge surge of energy in your third house. Third house is communication, it's ideas, it's even siblings. If you have siblings or aunts, cousins, even neighbors is what's ruled under the third house, but also short distance travel. Now, so any of these things, like you could be going on a trip that's like a life-changing trip. You could be going to see some family members or celebrating something. You could even have some sort of breakthrough in terms of communication, maybe even a contract coming up for you to sign. But the one thing that's happening is Pluto is opposing the sun this day. Pluto is stealing the spotlight from you. Pluto's being really naughty, I'm not gonna lie. He's being naughty this week, and Pluto is that planet where it's like, are you gonna fear me, or are you gonna impress me, are you gonna own me? So own him. All right, own Pluto this week. And Pluto is in Capricorn, so Pluto in Capricorn is your ninth house. There could be some challenges when it comes to, let's just say, like, maybe if you do have a trip planned, Pluto could, like, throw a monkey wrench in that. But not like changing it, just making it a little bit like, this is annoying, I gotta fix this now, that kind of thing. But also it is, publishing as well. If you're working on a book, there could be something that you're just like, whoa, it's like a power struggle-y day. So if you're working with an agent or whatnot, or even spirituality, okay? So a lot of like your, perspectives on life, you could have a conversation with someone where they make you see something differently, but it gets you like really angry, and you're like, that's not cool. Do you know what I mean? Like those kind of power struggly type of things. Now, again, own Pluto, okay? Own Pluto. Now this is why, because on that same day, the nodes are changing. This is huge. The lunar nodes, all right? So this is the biggest shift, possibly even of the year, okay? Not only of the month, but of the year, all right? This is karmically and cosmically. This is a true death and rebirth cycle. These are the lunar nodes. This is your destiny, okay? Destiny. This is your life purpose. This is your calling. So the North Node is actually moving into Aries, okay? South Node is moving into Libra. So this would be a cardinal grand cross, okay? Because they're opposite, and they're cardinal signs, right? So them being cardinal signs, it's all about leadership and taking initiative, okay? Now, the nodes, by the way, if you're wondering, they're points of where you're coming and going in life in terms of like your destiny, the things that you're wanting in your life, but also just taking charge of that now. It's literally your life purpose. Like that's what the nodes are, okay? They spend a year and a half in a sign, so in two signs, so they're going to be in Aries and Libra until January 2025. So again, this whole life change in terms of your destiny, it's not like you're going through a drive-through, you get your Chick-fil-A and then you go. This is a whole process until January 2025, okay? Keep that in mind. So, and then they actually move into Pisces and Virgo at that time. So if you know your birth chart, you can like, whatever. I hope you're taking notes. So just to break it down for those who don't know, North Node, that is your destiny. That's your life purpose. That's your calling, where you're headed. That's everything that's happening karmically. Now, again, moving into Aries, that's like very like stepping up, leadership. It's the hero's journey here. All right, new life cycle. Think about Aries, the ruler of Mars is the ruler, right? And the Aries is the ram. Like when I say taking charge of your destiny right now. And yes, there will be battles. I always say life is not a Disney movie. There will be challenges, but it depends. It's not about the battle. It's how you enter the battle. It's how you leave the battle. It's like, how you handle the battle, right? That makes all the difference. Okay, so it can be like Legend of Zelda for you, okay? This journey on your destiny. Or it can be like The Walking Dead, it could be a little bit more like you got to bring out your what is it, those bow and arrow things, the Norman Reedus of the group. Or who are you in The Walking Dead? You're gonna have to own it, okay? This is owning your destiny, right? This is owning your destiny, but you're just gonna feel it too. Now the South Node moving into Libra, this is interesting. This is more of like what you have to let go, what you need to release karmically. And it's not like a bad thing. It's just like, all right, I'm done with this part of my life. This is done, donezo. I'm done with it. It's not even a thing anymore. Moving on to the next cycle, okay? And it really has more to do with where you are with where you karmically, okay? What you've accumulated to at this point, and what you have to let go to continue to follow, move forward with letting more karma in. It really is a karmic cycle, and there's so much to talk about with these nodes. Like, I'm just trying to like keep it limited. They really are. So they're hosted in the eclipses. So well, maybe you don't. That's what I'm going to tell you. We do have eclipses at the end of the year in Aries and Libra. So keep that in mind when I say this is life changing. Eclipses are game changing. And again, so this is like throughout the rest of the year. Now, this North Node is in your 12th house. The South Node is in your 6th house. So this is really interesting for you, for Taurus. The North Node is in your subconscious. So what's really interesting, that's all like intuition, that's facing your fears, unrooting things so you can move forward, and then the South. So it's almost like things that are working behind the scenes in a sense for y'all. And the South Node in Libra, that's more about like your connection with like the collective. It's more like where you're going in terms of things that you need to let go, like in terms of external relationships, interpersonal relationships, where you fit in society. All of that's going to matter now, and that's about letting those go. All right, parts of you where you're just like, okay, next step. Okay, and this is going to be really big, especially with Venus moving into retrograde over this weekend, because again, that is the same thing, basically the same thing. So that's a letting go of a lot of things. This is going to be, it's almost like clearing out the cellar, the basement, and even like your desk that has all these things that have been sitting there for like 6 months, and just clearing it out, and then opening up some windows to let like all these other things come through. I mean, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. Now, this is really, here's the thing. If you want to think, the last time that we had the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra was 2004 to 2005. If you December 2004 to June 2006. So think about what was happening around that time. If you're not a Gen Zer, right? Think about what was happening around that time, and you'll see the same sort of themes come up around that time. Okay, you'll see the same sort of things. So this North Node moving into Aries and South Node moving into Libra, it's a huge wake up call. It's a huge like, what am I going to do with my destiny? What is the destiny that I want? What is my life purpose? How do I want to move forward in life? Okay, so again, this is huge. This is major. This is, I said in your July forecast, this is all about empowerment. This is a radical month. This is a radical week. You have to remember Venus going retrograde first. That's huge. Happening over the weekend. It's in Leo, okay? And so a lot of things from the past are going to resurface, all right? But it's also letting go of a lot of things. Now, Venus is your ruler, all right? Venus is also the ruler of Libra. So this is, again, going to affect you big time. This is going to affect you big time. Just with the chances of all these specific alignments happening this week, it's kind of crazy. It is really, really crazy, but it really is just powering up, being bold, being very courageous. It's the other thing, by the way, speaking of Pluto, Pluto is going to square these nodes. So it might be a bumpy start to the week. But again, it's really like, have purpose, feel alive right now. Be awake. Be awake. Do not be that person that's walking down the street texting with your head down, okay? When you do that, you're not aware of everything that's happening around you. Nothing at all, okay? This is your wake-up call. This is you. Time for you to pay attention. What do you want in your life? How do you want things moving forward? All right, so keep that in mind. Again, this is a big time for you. I've been saying in other readings, like an analogy is like, things are going to change, so you need to embrace it. And so it's also going to be quite a ride. So think about like a roller coaster. Like, are you going to hold on to the rails? Are you going to have your hands up in the air? Or are you going to pass out? Hopefully, have your hands in the air. That's the goal. All right, you want to, no fear. Pluto's trying to make you fear things. Have no fear, okay? No fear at all. You're moving into remember, Jupiter is in your sign for the entire year. Just went into your sign back in May. So you're just beginning to see what Jupiter can do. You're just beginning to see it. You just wait. I mean, you have Jupiter in your sign until May 2024. Now, the other thing that's happening is on the 20th, the sun is trining Neptune. This is absolutely amazing. This is a beautiful trine. This is your imagination soaring, your imagination going wild. And I want you to remember this. I really want you to remember this because I know it just sounds like kind of like, oh, okay. Imagination is what created fire. Imagination is what created this world. Imagination is like wrote the best books in history, made the best movies in history. Imagination is what makes things like really moving. So having that imagination in terms of what you want for yourself, what you want for your world, keep that in mind, okay? Let your imagination run wild and just go with it okay? Nobody ever said dream a little, right? Dream big, right? Dream big. So the 20th, the reason why I say this is because, and it depends on like where you live. I know people are in different time zones. So the 20th, 21st, Mars is going to oppose Saturn. So these are the two malefic planets and they are at odds. They are doing a major face-off, like a Western movie, you know, when they have those quick draw or like anyway, it's like that. They're not happy. They're doing a big stare down. It can be like an aggressive day because Mars has been opposing Saturn for a while now. And they're peaking this is the peak. This is when they have their hands like right next to their guns. Okay, so this could be a time where things may be a little just like, what is going on? And it could be like a time around this day where it just feels like nothing is going your way. Like you are hitting these walls, or you know, it's like being in an escape room. Like you can't figure your way out. It's gonna be one of those days where it's just like ah. So it's when I say be awake, be awake. When I say have your imagination, let your imagination go wild, because you will find ways to break through that wall. You will find ways to get out of that escape room. Your imagination is so important right now, right? So use it to overcome. Remember, Mars opposing Saturn, the two malefic planets, they're just they're not super happy right now. They're like they're doing the come at me bro dance. Okay, so let's you got to maneuver around that. That's why you got to be awake. You do not want to be on autopilot right now. All right, you want to be aware of everything that's going on in your life. Now on the 22nd, Sun is entering Leo. This is absolutely amazing. Okay, the Sun rules Leo in astrology. However, I know there's always like a however with all of this stuff. Venus goes retrograde in Leo this day. We're going to talk about Venus in retrograde next week. All right, because even though it's happening on the weekend, it's having more of an effect for next week. Okay, and especially with that new moon in Cancer that we're kicking this week off with, and then the lunar nodes changing. Those are so big. So we're gonna focus more on all those things. But again, with Venus going retrograde, it's gonna happen on the 22nd, going direct on September 3rd. That is a long time. Remember, the nodes are changing during this time. Pluto is squaring the nodes, so things are great and amazing. But there's just these little, like, it's almost like you have you drew this amazing painting or whatever, you painted this amazing painting, but there's like 3 little spots, and you're just like, how do I get these out? And you got to figure out like how to get these spots out of that painting. Okay, I've never painted, so I don't even know if that's like a great analogy, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say. But on the last thing is I want you in particular to pay attention to the 23rd, because Mercury is going to square Uranus, and so just be flexible that day. Okay, because Mercury, as we know, has gone into Leo. Uranus is in your sign. Okay, these are 2 fixed signs here, so just be flexible this day. Don't try to force anything. And then Chiron moving into Aries. Chiron and Aries going retrograde. I'm not even going to talk about that for y'all. It's there's already so much going on this week. It really is a time to just shine, to know what you want, to feel empowered, to go after your destiny, let go of things that are holding you back, let go of things to move into this next cycle. All right, so Taurus, with that said, let's go ahead and get started with your reading. This was a big thing. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you, you're the Libra. So I said how your North Node is moving into Aries, that's your 12th house. South Node is moving into Libra, that's your 6th house. So letting go of things that have to do with habits, routines that you're just like, okay, I'm over it. I've moved past this, okay? That's going to be the main thing for y'all, all right? It's going to be the main thing for you. It could also be have something to do with health. All right, like overcoming like a health situation, okay, and something work related. Work is in the 6th house, everyday activities, labor. So that said, let's go ahead and get started, Taurus. Let's see what's going on for you for the week of July 17th to the 23rd. Again, this is for Taurus Sun and Rising, and if you want to read your Moon, your Venus, all those other placements, you're absolutely welcome to, especially with Venus going retrograde. You may want to read, if you know your birth chart, your Venus. So, Taurus, woo, let's get started. That was a big one. So, Taurus, like I said earlier, I do a tradition called the cross spread. It really does give the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, Taurus, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I loved your reading last week, and I'm seeing some, this is crazy, actually. Seeing the some of the cards that's come up from your last reading. I even did that full moon in Capricorn reading, and seeing some stuff come up, and you moving forward, and I love that. This is like deja vu, by the way. Hey, you got the 5 of Cups in your past. Now, if you saw that full moon in Capricorn forecast, you had it. It was like what you needed to let go. Or no, it was something that you were, that was coming in, that you were just like, okay, something may be disappointing, but I'm moving forward from it. I'm overcoming it. And there you go. Came up in your past, all right? You see him like looking at the spilled cups. Taurus, I'm not gonna lie. Looking at your spread, it seems like you're the one who kicked the cups over. Okay. Again, I'm getting a feeling of some of y'all just being frustrated with some things in your life, and not in a bad way, but more just like I can't do this anymore. Out, out with the old, in with the new. Okay, that's the theme of what's happening astrologically anyway. All right, everything that I just said about the nodes, everything that I just said about that new moon in Cancer, everything that just happened with that full moon in Capricorn. I mean, there's a lot happening this month. It's a life-changing month. Okay, but you did get in the past, and again, I'm getting more of a sense like it was you that was just like, I kicked this over. I kind of regret it, but I'm still ready to move forward. Okay, so you see how we've gone from the Five of Cups to the Eight of Cups in the heart of your spread. All right, so I actually absolutely love this for you, because spilled cups, a little disappointed, but you know, all he has to do is pick up those two cups, cross the bridge, go home. Okay, open up a 6-pack of Zima, whatever it is, and watch, I don't know, binge Scream 1 through 6 all day. Whatever makes you happy. Okay, because the cups, right? They're full. Now, in the heart of your spread, you have the Eight of Cups. Walking away from the cups because you know something's better for you. That's why I feel like this is something that you did. All right, I was even getting it energetically, because you know it wasn't good for you anymore. You're just like, I'm so over this. To move into this better place in your life, you even see this is a big moment for you. Especially, you see the eclipse happening in the background, right? You see him walking in the water, very emotional. Water is emotion, right? So it's an emotional moment. You see the rocks in the water, making it like saying that it's not like a smooth, like it's not easy. Okay, very bittersweet, in fact. But at least you're moving forward. That's what matters. All right, now you got the Fool. But you got the Fool in your challenge area. So it's almost like at this point, it's almost like you have to decide what you really want now. Okay, it's time to make that decision. The Fool is the beginning of the Fool's journey, right? There's a lot of opportunity, a lot of innocence, a lot of sunlight in this card, a lot of optimism in this card. Came in your challenge area. The first message that's coming through is like, yes, I'm out of this and now I'm moving forward, but but toward what? Right? And so a lot of it is because of, if you consider what's happening with the nodes, right? Again, the North Node, Destiny, moving into your 12th house, the subconscious, right? And so it could be, again, a time where you have to really dig deep to unroot things, to figure out what is it that my soul wants? What is it that I want on my spiritual journey? Okay? The second thing is there could be a sense of just not really, it's like, you may have to like look before you leap. All right, if there is opportunities that have come through, or if there are things that you do want to pursue, like really like possibly really pay attention to it. Okay, especially again with what's happening this week particularly. All right, it's really interesting because a third message coming through is that it's some of y'all are afraid to take this leap into this next chapter, this next cycle. Just go within, okay? Go within. Trust your intuition, all right? Trust your intuition, big time. Also, spend some time with, your neighbors and friends and family, and, a lot of it will come through that, right? That's where ideas are born, when you're talking with other people as well. Now, you did get the Nine of Pentacles, which I love, okay? You did get this in your last reading, and so this is really great. And so a lot of y'all are going through this moment of abundance. It could be like in a material sense. It could be in a sense of like, well, it could be, yeah, in terms of like things are really good in your world, and there's like, a lot of y'all are hoping for that too, especially because it did come up in your crown. Now, I'm going to point something out here. You do see the symbol of Venus all over her gown. Like I said, Venus is hugely at play here. Venus is in Leo. That is your fourth house, okay? It's a lot of family energy, relationships, okay? Maybe on your mind, like having this like abundance in your relationship or in your family or, you know, even at home, okay? That could be a big thing. You're going to be thinking about a lot of that, all right? And even like this independence, feeling independent in that area. Another thing that's coming up is, I want you to think about what brings you pleasure. I think that a lot of y'all will be thinking about that, and I think I told you last week to think about that, or even the week before, even or your monthly. What is going to bring you pleasure now this month? Like, what are the things that you want to focus on that is going to bring you pleasure? And you know that can be love, it can be romance, it can be career, it can be family, it can be home, it can be children, it can be procreation. Whatever resonates with you. I want you to really think about not only short term but long term now, okay? Align it with your destiny, okay? Now, you got the Hanged Man, all right? So you are definitely changing, okay? This is a big week. You're already feeling it for sure, especially coming after the Five of Cups in your past. You're definitely feeling it. If you saw, I did that full moon in Capricorn forecast, you know that you did get the Hanged Man, okay, in your future, and now it's in the Ridier spread. So the Hanged Man is all about making that surrender, all about making that sacrifice, preparing himself, putting himself upside down in such a dramatic way, right? To see the world in a new way, to see his world in a new way, to change the ways of how he his past or his world, right? Things that are just not working for him anymore. Okay, this is exactly what the North Node and the South Node is doing. All right, I want you to remember that this is aligning with everything that's happening astrologically, especially with the North Node in your 12th house of the subconscious. Okay, and then the South Node in your everyday activities, habits, things that just are not serving you well, daily routines, things that you're just like, okay, I'm ending this, moving into the new. That's what the Hanged Man is. He comes right before the Death card, all right? Death is all about transformation, so he's preparing himself for this big transformation. Now, the fact that you got the Hanged Man and the Eight of Cups in the heart of your spread, wow, huge, all right? This is really big. It's time to move into what I would say for some of y'all, it's like the unknown. It's like you don't know what the future will bring. I think that that's what's making you have a sense of fear of like taking this next step, especially with the Fool in your challenge area too. But again, don't let Pluto control you. Do not make decisions based out of fear. Do not do anything based out of fear. All right, it's all in your subconscious, and that's what makes it hard. Is because if you think about the subconscious, that is where all our memories are stored, and so fear, anxiety, all of that's all in your subconscious. All right, so it's all about unrooting those and empowering yourself at this time to move forward, facing your fears. Remember, that's what Pluto is making you do. That's what these the nodes are also making you do. It's like, I want to move forward. I want to step up. I need to face anything that's holding me back. I need to get rid of it. So it looks like there's still some things that you need to undo, and then look in your future. You did get the Hermit, so it's soul searching. It's going within. It's really, this is a very spiritual, like, this week is all about you. It's all about you and really connecting with yourself and really understanding what are the things that I need to let go. What are the things that I do not want to bring with me on this new, cycle of destiny, this new karmic cycle, right? Letting those things go, and then you will be fine. And then you will be good, and you will be absolutely good. A lot of it may have to do with when you think about it, you know, the Hermit is ruled by Virgo, and as we know, Mars is in Virgo. North Node, right? The moving into Aries, Mars is a ruling planet for Aries. Here's the thing: this all sits in your fifth house of pleasure, of recreation, love, family, children, everything that I said earlier. It's right here. The Hermit, ruled by Virgo, which is in your fifth house of all of that. So, doing that soul searching, like what's going to bring you pleasure moving forward, that has to do with all those things I just mentioned, okay? Really refining things now, but also letting things go so you're not afraid of moving forward, okay? Don't let fear or anxiety or stress really dictate what's happening for you. You're moving into one of the most auspicious years of your life. I mean, I know that's a big statement, so why don't I reel it back? You're moving into the best year since 2011, 2012. Okay, so do not let fear control you. And this is this is not just you. This whole fear thing, Pluto, that's for every sign. Every sign is going to have to like face fears this week, okay? And not let Pluto own them. Yours is just more like you're moving forward from something. Some of y'all are like with the Fool in the you're in challenge area. It's almost like double that. It's like, oh, what's next for me? Or did I choose the right thing? Or do I really? Is this the right path? Or that's why you're fine because you got the Hermit in your future. It's that soul searching. It's finding that inner wisdom, that knowledge, and that confidence to know that you are doing the right thing, okay? Really trusting your intuition at this point. So, Taurus, let's get to your staff. If you like this reading, by the way, it would be so great if you... Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. It would be so great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love hearing from y'all. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I wouldn't be here without you, so I am truly grateful and do appreciate it. And you will be fine. You are going to be fine. I know what your fear is now, okay? I know what your fear is now. Let's get started. King of Cups, okay? This is great. He is the most emotionally stable king. He is also like very intuitive, okay? So again, my advice to you, go within. It looks like you will. The potential is big. You see, again, the Hermit in your future. Soul searching, right? Doing that soul searching. The Hermit is, you also see his walking stick, just firmly rooted, okay? Really grounded in the present as you think about your future, all right? Being aware in the moment. That's what I said. I mean, I always say that. That's what enlightenment is. It's the now, all right? King of Cups. Very intuitive, the most psychic king, all right? This is a lot of love. He leads with his heart, okay? Very emotionally stable. His throne on top of water. Look how turbulent the water is too, okay? Nothing's gonna knock him off that throne. Now, Page of Pentacles. You're good in your external factors area. There is something new happening in your life. There's something new coming through. You have to be willing to embrace it and accept it. And this page, by the way, loves to learn. He eventually wants to become the King of Pentacles, and he will, okay? He is that passionate. He's that dedicated. He's that determined. He's very pragmatic. He's very practical. He's a learner. He loves learning. Pages usher in a lot of new change in your life. This is in your external factors area. This is basically saying the universe is like bringing you all this goodness right now, okay? Bringing you all this goodness with this page, and a lot of it will have to do with money and wealth, okay? A lot of it will have to do with money and wealth. A lot of it will also, remember, Page of Pentacles is your physical reality. The Pentacles are your physical reality, so it also can be like relationship. It can be something new in terms of what's happening in your physical world. So you have to ask yourself, what is resonating with you at this point, all right? Because it's that wealth in all areas of your life, all right? Now, you did get the Five of Pentacles, all right? Which is very interesting because you're ruled by this, or this card is ruled by Taurus, okay? So very interesting here. But this is what where it falls in your spread. This is what it's saying. This is what you may be fearing, is that you don't want to be alone. You don't want to be alone on this journey. You do not want to be in a place where you're worrying about money. You do not want to worry about like the stability of a job. You do not want people holding you back, people that you know are not good for you. There's a lot of things that are associated with this card, all right? But it's painting a bigger picture here, all right? So as long as, again, you trust your instincts, you go within, have that emotional stability, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine, 1000% fine, because look at your final outcome. You got the Six of Pentacles. This is sharing the wealth. This is generosity. This is gratitude. This is, if you've been in a bind, someone's coming to help you out. The universe is coming to help you out financially, whatever it is, okay? Whatever it is, what area of your life. Remember, pentacles are your physical reality, all right? So you're good. 6 is such a significant number, all right? I say it all the time. 6 is the heart of the tree of life. It's right in the middle pillar. It's harmony. It's beauty, okay? And when I say beauty, beauty in all things, the beauty of everything in life, okay? The world itself. Also, 6, hey, 78 cards in tarot, right? 7, 8, 15, 1, 5, 6. 6 is such a significant number. It's in your final outcome. This, again, spreading the wealth. If you need that support, it's coming. It's bringing that balance. You see the scale in his hand. Okay, so you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. And for a lot of Tauruses, it's going to be you. It's going to be you that's spreading the wealth. A lot of Tauruses are going to have this moment of like walking away, maybe questioning, am I doing the right thing? Should I really think about this? This is such a big life change? But then you're just like doing that soul searching. You're like, all right, I'm good. All this new stuff has come in. I got this new job. I got this, something new came in, promotion or business is doing really well. I'm actually going to help other people. You're going to be fine. You see, you're moving from the 5 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles, right? I also got the Page of Pentacles here. So you are going to be absolutely fine, Taurus. It's, again, it may start off like a little bumpy with Pluto there, but do that. Go within and you're going to be fine. So Taurus, with that said, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Next week I am going to do talk more about Venus retrograde, okay? Because that is when it's happening over the weekend, all right? That is a big deal. Venus retrograde in Leo hasn't happened since 2015. It's going to be a big deal. And hopefully, and if you're a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I really do appreciate it. And you'll see that my mic is right here. I got a lot of comments last week about the mic not being loud enough. And it's honestly like, after an 8-hour workday, like I start losing my voice because I'm on Zoom calls all day. So it is very close to it's literally right here. Okay. So if you still can't hear me, then maybe I might have to get a new mic, but hopefully you were able to hear me this time. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Thanks so much, Taurus. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.